before that, in my view, gold has to be revalued substantially to function as money, and I think it will be.
You want to give us a target? You know, I'm on record as 8,000 by 2013 to 2015 for an ounce of gold. And I'm sticking to that, although I think maybe it's probably going to be conservative given what's happening to the dollar. But what's your longer term view?
Well, it's a very good question, that, because I'm also on record for saying that between 6,000 and 12,000. But I add in today's money, and I think now I'm going to change my mind about this, because it is not worthwhile any longer to talk about today's money, because we're not going to have today's money. Nobody's going to see today's money. We are going to see hyperinflationary money. So to talk about 6,000 or 12,000 is meaningless, because what people have to protect themselves against is gold at 100 million or 100 billion or 100 trillion. We have no idea how many series there will be, because we have no idea how much money will be printed. But it's not likely to be less, bearing in mind the massive, massive exposure of the world economy. Just take the derivatives of 1 quadrillion outstanding, which most of them are worthless. So the money that has to be printed is probably more than we've ever seen in a similar situation. And therefore, it's impossible to say how many series there will be. But people must think in terms not of the fact that gold might go up 3 or 4 times from here, but the fact that they might lose all of their money because they haven't got it in a safe currency. And I think, therefore, you know, it's impossible to give a forecast what gold is going to be. But it's not going to be 10,000 or 12,000, in my view. It's going to have a lot of zeros after it in today's money.
Will gold basically then reemerge as the form of international money, which is its traditional and classical role? Or is it already?
There are 2 stages. Money? Initially we'll do it because that's the only, you know, even in Zimbabwe, for example, you know, they paid for the daily, they found gold in the rivers and paid for their bread in gold, as you know. So initially it will be a trading currency before the system is reorganized, which could take a very long time. I hope gold will be part of a future reserve currency, and it's my view that it should be. But before governments agree on that worldwide, that could take many, many years. What's your view on that?
Well, I think gold is already emerging as a form of international money. I mean, we see it in terms of people going to gold as the safe haven, and even talk in the general mainstream media that, you know, gold is emerging once again as a form of international money. Yeah. I think given the bad experience that people are having with paper currencies, fiat currencies, on both sides of the Atlantic, as well as other currencies around the world, that it's inevitable that gold goes back to its rightful role. After all, you know, gold has, as you very well know, 5,000 years of history, and the attributes that made gold as money in the first place have not been lost. All that's changed is people's perceptions over the past few decades. You know, people have been taught to believe that gold is not money, that, you know, paper is as good as gold, etc. Those perceptions have changed, but the attributes that made gold money in the first place have not. And I think what we're seeing now is this relearning of what gold's attributes are, and as more and more people start to understand that, these higher gold prices that we've been talking about seem inevitable as people move out of paper, move out of fiat currency into a safe haven, which is gold, what gold offers. It, you know, tangible asset, doesn't have counterparty risk, and preserves purchasing power over long periods of time, which makes it an ideal form of money, and in fact, which is why it became money in the first place, chosen by the market. Anything that you'd like to add as we wrap up our little discussion here? Any particular comments or advice for the people who are going to be viewing this video?
Well, you know, the pressure on gold now will be twofold. One is the collapsing currencies. And then we talked about the dollar, but also every other currency will also go down, maybe not at the same speed, but they will do. So that's one pressure. The other pressure is combined with the fact that gold will go up just because currencies are going down, you have the pressure of that only 1% of world financial assets are in gold today. And in spite of that, gold has gone up 5, 6 times, depending on the currency, in the last 11 years, and which is quite amazing that you've actually seen a stealth market where gold has gone up so much without anybody owning it. Yeah, gold money has seen a major increase. We've seen very good increases in investment, but that's nothing compared to world financial assets. And you're seeing now the first signs of people now becoming more desperate. People want to buy gold now, but it's still a very, very small percentage. But when major funds and major asset managers and major pension funds start buying gold, as we both know, and they will also buy physical gold because they won't trust the paper market, which they shouldn't anyway.
Yeah.
And when that starts, there won't be the gold around, and even the gold that they say is there won't be there, because central banks will not have the gold that they say they have, and it'll be lent out, etc. And therefore, the pressure on the price will be enormous. And this is what's going to move gold so fast.
So you're a firm believer, along with me and a number of other people, that you really want to own physical gold and not paper gold.
People must have physical gold. I think that they must have it outside the banking system, and they must have it in their own name. They must know that the gold is actually there. And in my view, one shouldn't store it at home, because I think that's a bad thing. So your system or our system is absolutely the right way of doing it.
Well, Egon, thank you very much. This is a real pleasure. I've been speaking with Egon van Greyerts, the founder of Matterhorn Asset Management in Switzerland. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you.